People want to know about navigating the darkness. I'm very familiar with the darkness. We're very well acquainted, but I probably first became aware of the darkness around sixth grade. I got accepted into this school for exceptionally bright children, but I was really into sports at the time. Basketball, I love Michael Jordan, and they had their own team. So I tried out for the team 3 days straight, giving it my all, putting everything on the line, right? Showing up. And when the names were put out, I wasn't listed. I was devastated. So my mother brought my way onto a basketball team, a rec league team. And I'm going to practice every day, showing up, giving it my all, putting everything on the line. And they wouldn't put me in the game until like the last game of the season, like the last 30 seconds. And they even gave me the ball. And so I dribble up to the 3-point line. Air ball. Hella embarrassing. Went out into the hallway. I think I like cried in the corner or something like that, probably. Ended up leaving that middle school because I wasn't smart as people thought I was. Or maybe I didn't think I was as smart as I really was. At this new middle school, as soon as the first report card comes out, honor roll. And I probably hit honor roll every report card after that up until the point that I graduated high school. But that year, in seventh grade, my immune system went on like a brief vacation to the Bahamas or something like that. And I got sick so many times that I was out of school probably more than I was actually in school. And the lymph glands in my neck swole to the point that it looked like I swallowed a football. And people thought that I was dying. People thought I had cancer. And even my own friends, my own buddies, would make fun of me all the time. I was always the butt of the joke. Poked and prodded a million times, biopsies, everything you could think of. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. And when you have an affliction like that, a physical one, that sometimes you forget. And so one day, I left class to go to the restroom, and I saw this girl that I was really into, and I ran up to her to try to talk to her and shoot my shot. And unfortunately, her gun was bigger than mine, and she shot me down. And I couldn't understand why until I completed that trip to the restroom and I saw myself in the mirror. And then I was like, oh, okay, got it. The summer between 8th grade and high school, everything miraculously went down, and now I'm handsome again, right? And all the girls around me and the ones that had dissed me before are now lying to everyone saying that I was their former boyfriend. And there was one girl, a new girl in particular, that was like really on me aggressively. And she was cute too. I really liked her. But what I didn't realize was that she had a boyfriend, and he punched me in the face really good coming home from the corner store. And I had to fight this guy on the corner over a girl that was essentially his. And that feud went on for about 3 years back and forth. Graduated with honors, though, and was accepted into a really good college and got kicked out halfway through my freshman year because grades, right? Spent half a year depressed, not going anywhere. And my high school sweetheart, bless her heart, of like 4 years, dumped me on Valentine's Day and went out to dinner with some guy. And eventually I got myself together and I jumped into the workforce while I was trying to figure out what I was going to do about school. And it was a sales job. And I sucked bad. And my boss pulled me to the side and said, hey, here's the game. Here's how you can make sales. And I, implemented the stuff he taught me, and I took off, and I was making money hand over fist. Just a young guy with more money than he knew what to do with. What I didn't realize was that the game that he gave me was kind of illegal. And so I got terminated, lost my job, kept his, of course. And I had to take another lower paying job to prevent myself from getting kicked out of my apartment because I had moved out of my parents' house. And one day I ran out of gas on the way to work. And it was one of those jobs where if you're late, you might as well not come to work. And so that's what I did. I went home and then I went out with my friends to get something to eat. And at the restaurant, I ended up getting shot 2 times, once in the leg and once in the foot, over something that really didn't have anything to do with me. And then I had to walk all the way home bleeding. Now, all this happened by the age of 19, and I'm 44 now. And it's not like the darkness stopped, hard times just took a break. No, okay. More things have occurred. I don't want to bore you with them, nor do I want to discuss you. But my point that you can gather from those things is that we persevere, because obviously I am still here. We have a tendency to look at other people's lives and the outward appearance of folks, and we think that we're the only ones going through things and everybody else has perfect lives, and it is just not true. The darkness, hard times, it does not discriminate. It is probably the most fair and unbiased thing in the universe. It spares no one. It doesn't care how much money you have, your race, your gender, if you're a he, him, they, them. It does not care. It will visit all of us at some point in time. It will knock on that door, and if you don't answer, it's coming in anyway. The problem, well, there are people who wear the mask, and then there are people who know how to navigate this darkness with such ease that it gives off the appearance that their lives are perfect. And that's where you need to get to. But the problem is a lot of you become debilitated by the darkness. You get caught in this cycle where the darkness visits and it creates this feeling within you, this negative feeling, sadness, depression, frustration, whatever you want to call it. So here's the darkness. And now you feel bad. And that feeling immobilizes you. It paralyzes you to the point where you take no action, thus creating more hard times. You know, I went to Bogota, Colombia, and I met this guy from Venezuela, and he had been studying English for about 2 years, and he was really good. And I'm like, dude, I've been studying Spanish for over a decade, and your translation is way better than mine. And what he told me was that the difference between me and you, Jason, is that you think too much. I just do, and I don't worry about how it comes out. And I was like, damn, that was insightful. And that can be applied to many different things, and it can be applied here. See, a lot of us are thinking too much about the past occurrence. We're dwelling on that past occurrence that caused the darkness versus using that brain power to figure out how we can get out of the darkness. I want you to close your eyes and imagine that you're in a car. Right, you're in the driver's seat. And you look over, there's nobody in the passenger seat. There's nobody in the back seat. If you got a fourth row, there's nobody back there. There's nobody in the trunk. It's just you. This is a metaphor for life. There are many roads you can take: byways, highways, interstates, back roads, dirt roads, country roads. But only you can take yourself down those paths. You're not going to get to where you want to go riding shotgun. Okay. You want happiness? You drive yourself there. You want a better job? Drive yourself there. You want a better body? Drive yourself there. But you have to take that action. Okay? And along the way, there are going to be bumps in the road. You're going to run out of gas. You're going to catch a flat tire. What do? You get out, you refuel, you put the spare on, and you keep going. A lot of you are sitting there with the key in your hand, waiting for someone to come and tap on the window and say, move over. Not going to happen. And you're expecting that this road is going to be smoothly paved, no potholes. Not going to happen. If you expect that along the journey there will be no conflict, things won't go wrong, you won't get lost for a second and have to reroute, you will find yourself right back into that exact cycle that we talked about earlier. Because you all don't like feeling uncomfortable, but you need these uncomfortable feelings. They are there for a purpose. When you are a kid, you see a hot stove, you touch it, your nervous system says, ouch, here's pain. Now you have learned and you know, I'm going to touch that again. That's the motivation. The pain is the motivation to not repeat these same mistakes. These uncomfortable feelings that we have are there as motivation. Yes, it's unpleasant, but you have to use those feelings as logs to stoke the fire of your action. Most people never make it out of the darkness, or if they do, it takes a very long time because you're stumbling and bumbling around in the dark. You're on the floor, you're feeling for doorknobs, opening up, and you're looking for a flashlight, matches, hell, a lighter, a lantern. You're looking for an external light to lead you out. And that's why it will take you either forever or you will be there forever. Because what you don't realize is that you are the light. You need to turn on. You need to illuminate, become incandescent. And when you do that, you light up the path forward for yourself. And when you find that light inside of you and you shine bright enough, possibly your light also will serve as a beacon for someone else to find their way out of the darkness as well. Thank you for listening.